Hey,
Happy
good evening, everyone.
Monday.
How's everyone doing? Where's that? Do we don't know? It's not bad. A lot of space there. All right. How's everyone doing? Hello, Luann, Alex, Nikki, Cheryl, Diana, Laura, Kathy. How's everyone doing? How you? Yeah, y'all. No, we got our
Y'all.
y'alls all done. No more,
Yeehaw.
no more
No, keep
y'alls.
them coming.
No more
Keep them
y'alls.
coming.
I learned a new word today. Dangum. 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 There's dangum. Dangum.
Dang it all.
No, dangum.
I'm going to
Hello,
start saying
Deb.
dang it all.
How are you? Heather, Donna, what's up? Patricia, how's everyone doing? Brenda, how are you? Lewis. So, Monday, and a weekend where we didn't have anything to do, which was nice. Nice. I have nothing to do once in a while, right?
Not for you.
No, I don't like having nothing to do. I get bored.
Is that what you call that?
Yes. What do you call it?
Torture?
Torture?
You're,
Torture?
you're like a
I
tortured
don't say it
human
like that.
being.
Anyway, we did make it out to the Creeper Gallery on Friday. A lot of cars in New Hope on Friday
Yeah.
night. Parking's a little difficult, but it was a lot quieter than I thought it would be. As far as I thought, we were going to get more noise from the street and more. That's one thing that's a little different. Again, the nice weather hasn't really. Hey George, hasn't really kicked in from you know constant yet, so we're not in spring and summer. But so far, like on Bridge Street, the old shop, the old Creeper Gallery on that hill, there were tons of cars that would go by there with the radio blasting all the time. And our videos would get edited because it was copyright, and the Facebook
Zing
would,
ya.
yeah, mute like a minute or two, like if a car was parked and the radio was playing. Over where this new shop is on South Main Street, so far not so much. Then again, the nice weather's coming, and we'll see what happens. But we haven't been there in I don't know how many weeks it's been, but it's been 2 or 3, and we wanted to get back there. We did get back there. Picked the Friday night of all nights to do it, and there was some new stuff in there. We left some stuff over for the next time that we probably would have done this time, but Chris picked the toy because we hadn't done it, and it needed to be done. I thought we did it during an event, but we didn't.
It looked like something we did at the old Creeper Gallery, but
No,
not quite the same.
no.
Yes.
I thought it was part of this last one.
No. It's almost like a toy that we investigated a while back at the old Creeper Gallery. And I think it was just when it was put in with the Christmas stuff, you you grouped it together for some reason.
I just thought we did it. I think we do a lot of the stuff that I see that isn't done, but again, it's one thing after another. You do so many investigations, and now that Facebook is any videos after 30 days, they're deleting automatically.
Yeah.
Like that's their new thing. So if you guys want to go back and watch anything beyond 30 days that we've done, YouTube, we're doing okay on YouTube subscribers. If you want to go subscribe over there, there are people commenting on YouTube as well. We went from like couldn't break 2,000 to now we're up to like 3,250, which isn't like a ton, but it's a lot for us.
Yeah.
So, I mean, hey, thanks to everybody who's watching on YouTube. But if you are watching on there and you do go on there and you watch the video, hit the like button and subscribe because that helps us reach more people on YouTube. It's all part of their algorithm. So, anything beyond 30 days, yeah, you got to go over on YouTube and watch it. And there's tons of stuff on there that we've done. If you're new to watching us and you watch the Creeper Gallery stuff, you go on YouTube, you can go back
stuff from years ago,
6 years, 7 years, and watch when we first started there.
And there's some very historic investigations too. We were just talking about one the other day.
I should do like a kind of best of. It would take way too much work and way too many hours to do that. But like the weird items that we've done through the years from the Creeper Gallery, I remember if you go back and watch again, that's on YouTube. The first time we ever met Donna and went into the Creeper Gallery and we were investigating. We did the shop first, and then we did, hey Anita, and then we did the some of the objects. And one of the two of the first objects that we did. This is how I knew that I was going to love this shop forever and ever. One was, I shouldn't even laugh because it's not funny. It's funny in that it was so bizarre. It was a piece of wallpaper that had blood and brain matter from a murder or crime scene. She had the wallpaper, and I had never
Do you
seen.
remember the story behind that? Because that was unique. So she was like a fortune teller that pulled this guy in, and he was in love with someone, and she kept getting him to come back, and she kept getting his money.
She was scamming
So
him.
yeah, she was scamming him, and like that she would, she promised to give him a love potion, whatever, and that whole thing. And then when it came to fruition, that she basically just, I'm done with you.
He ran out of money, basically.
Yeah, and he killed her.
Yeah, he ran out of money, and again, the story was that she was like, "Okay, then I'm not going to protect you," and do whatever she was doing for him as far as readings, and he killed her. And her blood and her brain matter was on the wallpaper. So that was one of the first objects that we investigated. And the second was a pair of women's underwear that had weird stuff in it. That was
wrapped around a voodoo thing.
Yeah, it was really, really weird.
It was something that was pulled out of the top of they went to go
a drop ceiling.
A drop ceiling.
Yeah.
Where at a woman's apartment that they went to fix, and these guys, and the big story behind that too is that it was supposed to be delivered to Donna, and something happened in the delivery where it didn't get to Donna, and then someone was supposed to drive it over, and the car broke down. There was like 100 different things where this thing was like messing things up to get to Donna, and then it was just really, really bizarre. It was silk underwear with a voodoo with hair and stuff in it. It was crazy.
Anita says, "Is it just me, or does he look like George Clooney?" I wish I looked like George Clooney. Are you kidding me? That guy is like. I know this is the first live from the Creeper Gallery was when you guys investigated the funeral cape with the girl Spirit Pop. Chris would leave candy for her. I was hooked. Yeah, that was Madeline.
Yeah.
Madeline was the spirit of the old Creeper Gallery, who, again, we were told, what if you mess with Madeline's toys that she had under her table at the time, that things would break in the building. Donna would come in and things would be ruined. So she's like, don't mess with the toys. And we didn't. And but we did communicate with Madeline. We got a few EVPs from Madeline. But that was... again, that was our introduction to the Creeper Gallery. And there wasn't a red room. There was two cases that had
talking pieces that you had in the beginning.
I mean, they were more than talking pieces. We just described them. But I mean, they were what are you laughing at?
Deb.
What? It's just you? As far as what? Oh, it is just you. Thank you, Deb. I appreciate that. I'm glad you're laughing at that. It speaks volumes.
Sorry.
Thank you, Anita. It's nice to know someone. My own fiance is laughing at the comment, but I appreciate it.
Well, you laugh when somebody said it looked like.
Well, I said something really nice to you. We walked
Sweet.
a mile and a half to a Dunkin' Donuts just to get out and enjoy the weather.
We did.
A mile and a half there, a mile and a half back. So as a joke, I mentioned that we were going to have a bachelor party for our wedding that's coming up in June. As a joke, I said this. She says to me, I don't like that. I don't appreciate it. I can't compete with those, younger women and their bodies and stuff. And what did I say? I beg to differ. That's what I said. Did I laugh and say, ha, 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 no, you couldn't? No, I don't do that. This one says someone says I look like George Clooney. She laughs.
You are handsome. 100%.
Oh, now you're back. Here comes. Hold on.
But,
the pedals.
No.
The pedals.
But
They're going this way.
You do not look like George
The pedals
Clooney
are going this way.
any more than I look like Marilyn Monroe or
Oh,
Pamela Anderson.
Oh, now we're really going back.
I'm just saying, any more than I look like I'm me, you're you. That's why. Not because you're not handsome. You are very handsome, obviously.
Thank you. Anyway, but that was a compliment that yeah, very sweet. Thank you. I am that way. I wouldn't have laughed and pointed and said, no, no, you look nothing like those younger women that dance. It wasn't me. I'm not mean like that. But everyone thinks sweet and
Oh,
nice
so
and
you
kind
lied.
and not
Is that what you're saying?
so
You lied.
much. Sorry.
Oh my, come on.
Anyway, it's been a full year that Donna's been in a new location. Yeah, believe it or
Isn't
not,
that crazy?
it has been a year. That was a fast year, a really fast year. But again, when we started there, there was some bizarre stuff, really bizarre. And then again, it was after I don't know how many months that she actually started the Red Room. We were probably going there at least a couple of months before the Red Room came into existence, and she started getting more and more stuff back there. And she has a knack for the bizarre.
Yeah, it was the storage area, and then
George, I'm almost as handsome as you. Well, I would agree with that. You have the Paranormal Savior and Clooney. Thank you, Luann.
you can't have.
Oh, you can't have the Paranormal Savior and Clooney. Well, no one says
Well,
that you can't.
I don't want you to look like George Clooney. I'm not attracted to George Clooney.
He's a very handsome man.
No,
I'm a man
you
that I
are.
can say that.
You are. It's not. I'm telling you the truth.
Anyway, so back to the Creeper Gallery again. So we went there, and you know, I always look for the objects that are a little bit on the darker
They gotta
side.
have a pinch to them.
And she's what looked to me just like baby booties that were bronze and a baby picture, which I normally would have been like, okay, yeah, we could do that. She was reading. I heard her read a little bit of what the information was, and I said, oh boy. I said, we're doing that one. We're doing that one. And the toy, again, was one where we were going to do it. It's been there for a while. You never know what you're going to get off anything. So anything is worth trying and doing. And there was some stuff there.
There was, but there seemed to be like a low energy threshold with the toy.
I just think that.
And it was the father with the first son that he died at 1.
Did they have the same name?
Yes, it was
Junior.
Yeah, it was Junior. So that one just seemed to have a really low energy, not so impactful.
No,
not really.
Not every
And
building,
not everything does.
And every object has the kind of energy you would hope that is going to give you this grand, show and interaction or whatever. Some are going to be nothing, and some are going to be just a little bit of something, and that's it. That's all you're going to get. And it's good because it should be that way. Not everything should be, a mind-blowing, whatever investigation. There are different types of energies, different type of people, different types of spirits. There's some objects that aren't going to respond at all to it. We've had that where we tried everything humanly possible for 30 to 40 minutes and came away with not a whole lot,
Zippo.
What?
Zippo,
indeed. I mean, there's been auctions that Donna's had in the past where I go rewatch the videos and I'm trying to find clips that are,
that
supporting,
showcase it and show what
supporting whatever is written on the paper and research, and there's not a whole lot there on our end, as far as what we captured. And then you have the I knew as soon as I read the information about the second object, you get distracted by strong energies. I don't know how else to describe it, but especially when they're in such close quarters to you, if they're, in most cases, we put the stuff out across from us while we're investigating this object over here. And it's hard to describe. It's like you're wondering when the things start happening and the energy you're starting to feel or whatever you're starting to feel is coming from that piece that you're talking to or whatever's you're across from. And those booties were, that sounds weird to say that. the picture and everything, they were giving off a strong energy where once I feel like I start to zone out, I know where we're dealing with some powerful stuff. And once that starts happening, it's a really, like I said, it's a strange feeling because you're present, but you're not completely present, you know, and I find my mind
No,
drifting
Merle,
and
Merle
wandering.
impacted us both, and not only that, and I again, I've said this before. I wish there's a way to make you guys feel what was happening right there in that small area. There was like a crackle in the air, like everything
I didn't
changed
feel
all of a sudden. There was this energy.
I felt cold.
I know you did, but there was it was just like it was and it just when that crackle happened, that's when things started going off all of a sudden, and you got the cold and just like even the EVP when I told you it got cold, and then immediately right after there was a voice on the EVP. As soon as I said it's cold, boom, there was her voice, and you could hear it's that's what we heard from the toy was you hear in the background like a little child playing.
Yeah, that was.
That's what was getting the residual of that. But there was a really strong reaction to you interacting with Merle, I think.
It's really hard to describe that cold unless you felt the cold.
It's not like a draft. It's
No.
not, it's something completely different, and your hair stands on end.
And you can feel it in the summertime. I felt it in the summertime before, and with the heat on, I felt that it's so hard to describe. It's like I describe it the same all the time. It's like you're walking through the food store, and then you enter the frozen section, and it's so different than the rest of the store. And that cold is just as if you went outside without a jacket. That's what that cold feels like. Only it starts one place and it goes other places. It'll start on your leg, like your legs will get ice cold sometimes, and then you'll feel your arm, and then you'll feel like the back of your neck, and it gets in your bones. It's really hard to lose that, and once that starts happening, it usually keeps happening, and it's a really weird thing because again, I never ever thought of like a word for that until Amy Allen, when we went to Arizona and I really got to hang out with her, and we were there at their bed and breakfast and we were talking with them, and I described that feeling to her, and she said, it's called they're jumping you. And I said, they're doing what now? She said, when you feel cold, spirits are physically jumping you. They're trying to take your energy and get what they can to use to interact and manifest or whatever, even connect with you. She said, when you feel a cold spot, it's a spirit jumping you. And now every time that happens to me, I'm like, oh boy, okay, you know, and you wonder if it's going to move from you to others, to that one, or over to you or whatever. But that one, it wasn't quite the cape, but it was getting in that territory of really kind of clinging, you know, to me. And I always worry in the back of my mind, again, this is a woman that was brutalized by either strange men or being I don't know. But I always wonder, is that the beginning of a negative type of effect? Because I was starting to lose focus and feel that cold. And that's when I don't get scared or nervous or whatever, but in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, what are the potential ramifications for prolonged exposure to that kind of energy? Am I gonna linger a couple of days of a headache? Am I gonna feel nauseous? Is that gonna stay with me? I've had that kind of nausea all the way till the drive home.
I know you did.
Certain times where I literally was just zoned out, and then we had to go stop at the Wawa, and I got caffeine in me and some food in me, and I started feeling a little normal being away from stuff.
When you were doing what you were doing with the EVP session, and I really couldn't talk. It was almost like I'm holding the thing with my left hand, and I'm filming you video, do the live stream, and my wrist, it felt like something was crushing it, like it hurt so bad. When something pinches it so hard, and your hand starts to throb, and it hurts, and it's just like, and you just want it to stop. That's what was happening to me while you were doing that, and the more the activity was picking up. And it took a very long time for that feeling to go away. I mean, my hand was even swollen. How crazy is that? But it was when you were going through the whole thing, and it seemed like she was reliving and answering back, because I let them ask the questions, and they were asking some really good questions. And what was coming from it was if she was reliving or taking us through that night. She wasn't alone. She wanted to turn back.
I felt it in Liberty Hall and the Carriage House. When you feel it, you know what it feels. There's again, it's hard to describe if you've never felt it, but when you feel it, you know it's happening, because
it's different.
All of a sudden you're just like standing there and you feel normal, and then the cold surrounds you.
So when you
and
get
you
the
just
cold,
go, whoa. And Laura said that she was told the spirit is passing through. I don't. I think they're around you, kind of on you or right there. That's what I think.
But when you get cold, when the cold hits you, and again, it's not like the cold just comes over your whole body. It's like it's grabbing parts of you in bits. But when you get that cold, don't you just get like your hair all of a sudden stands on end and the goosebumps come out, and it's just like your body reacts, like certain parts of your body is just like, you don't get that?
No. I get I get kind of like the feeling like, okay, I've dialed in a little more. Like this is a different than just talking back and forth and hopefully getting an EVP and something reacting as far as a piece of equipment. When that happens, I feel like all of a sudden the connection's either getting more. I don't want to say intense because that's not the right word, but it's dialed up a little more. That's the only way.
It's connecting.
But that could go either way. It could be in a good way where things start happening.
Yeah, but I'm saying body wise.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's body wise. I start becoming more aware of what the interaction, which way the interaction is going. That's why I am hesitant when stuff like that happens with a story like that behind it. I don't want to provoke. I don't want to be disrespectful. I don't want to cause that person any more trauma or than whatever they may either be living or remember. You know what I mean? I don't want to be the person, the catalyst for that. That's why I'm so careful about what I say and how I say it, because I am the strange guy in this new environment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't want to be the one who causes anyone more.
And she was. Pain. She so the and again, I didn't want to tell John too much to influence. Thank you, Kathy. Actually, Kathy got me this shirt. John didn't know the details of like, I read through the stuff when he was starting to do, because he said it was possibly dark. So I kind of wanted to like not be involved with it so much. But the subject matter, when I was finding out what had happened to her, was deeply disturbing, and I connected to that on a deep level for my own circumstances. But there were so many people, like after her death, there was no one. There was someone that was accused and then released. Then there was a person years later, and for some reason I want to think like 12 or so years later, someone confessed in prison, in jail.
Yeah.
And even the friend said that's not possible. They were there when they heard her scream and everything, that they all felt it was suspect that he would confess to it. And then after, one of the Carney people that at the time I guess was 16 actually came forward and confessed that it was one of in the beginning of the article, it talks about the ticket booth guy that had been there before, who was a Carney, and that they had gone, and that I guess they were walking with her and then forced her down over to this area where they all, like the younger kids, partied and drank, and their intentions was to assault her, but people heard, and they ended up killing her to silence her so that she wouldn't tell.
That's why, some of the objects, you read the information and you say to yourself, I mean, wow, this is going to be tough, for a lot of different reasons. You don't want to be a ghoul. You don't want to be exploitative, if that's the word. But you also want to allow whoever it is, if you are able to somehow communicate and interact, you do want to give them the opportunity. I mean, that's kind of why you're there, and to validate whatever you can and document it. But, there are things that we've gotten in there. We were like, oof.
Yeah, it's a tough one, especially kids.
the slave
Yeah,
bracelets. I was beyond hesitant about doing those. Uh, were they were they bracelets or were they?
They're bracelets.
Yeah, I because again here reading the information and then being Caucasian man, I was worried about again disrespecting whoever had worn those,
and are we going to be offensive
yeah,
just by?
yeah, just by talking about it and talking to them and trying to read the information and referencing it. That's that's
The
slippery,
child that
slippery
was young
slope.
and was taken by a pedophile.
The
I mean,
house,
the house where
that was a
that
tough
was
one.
another one,
That
but
was
there
a
was
real
one
tough one.
before that, the one they found in the canal. The little 4-year-old that walked away from home and mother.
That was the house.
No, yes, that was in the field with the family.
Right.
But I'm talking about the one that left our house, went over, was supposed to go over to her
Oh,
aunt's
I
and never made it, and was 4 years old. That was a tough. There's so many different tough ones. The bones of a dog that belonged to a little,
And
little
we're
girl
not,
that.
we're not the mediums.
No.
The mediums do what they do and write what they write. And I don't know because I'm not a medium and I'm not putting down mediums and I'm not, I have no idea how they do what they do and how many are real and how many aren't real. But I don't know what their level of interaction is with said spirit. I don't know if they're just picking up on bits of information and kind of
Like we are
interpreting it. Well,
different way.
to me all the time. I don't know what mediums do. I don't know how they work. I don't know if they see. I've heard different things from different mediums. I have heard mediums talk as if they are directly interacting with spirits and hearing things come through and getting messages. I've also heard mediums say that they get kind of images or things that they need to just kind of put out there and see how they they fit with the people that are across from them. Our thing isn't that. I mean, we are directly trying to interact with whoever is there in theory. Again, is it 100% foolproof? Can I prove to you beyond a shadow of belief that all of these things are happening and they're real and we have definitive? No, a spirit has never appeared in front of us of the person and we filmed them and said, there they are. They said all this. They validated everything. No, that's never happened and it probably never will happen. But we are attempting to interact if we can. And in some cases, some might then kind of channel that energy in. That's what we're trying to do. And we're using the information we have to do that. And sometimes that information is not pretty at all. And other times it is happy. The person who lived for 80 or 90 years and had 5 or 6 grandchildren and was, owned the flower shop or whatever, but it's sometimes it's a little, you walk in and you read some of the things and you go, oof, okay, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to approach it. And
the unique thing about how we do it, outside of the mediums is the fact is that when, and everybody that was watching that live, when you were doing the Estes method live, it was like she wanted us to know, no, because we were talking on the live. We're like, oh, did she go off on her own? Why would she leave her friends there? Why would they let her go walk off? And she said she wasn't alone. She didn't go alone. And at one point, she actually turned back. That's what came out in the middle of all of this when you were doing the Estes. It was like she wanted us to know exactly what was happening, what happened that night, and why it happened the way, with the different questions. And for me, it's just like hearing, like, you guys didn't see this part, but on the articles, and if you go to the Creeper Gallery, I really get a chance to read those articles that were in there. They interviewed a lot of people, her friends and stuff, obviously, when she was found by someone going over with a bike. But they heard one. They heard motorcycle. They heard two of them heard her scream. But instead of going to her, they went home because they were scared.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're talking about 17-year-olds.
Yeah. That's what I said. I mean, some are surprising, like that mannequin that was in the store window for all those years. I just had a vibe about that one. Sometimes my vibes are right, and sometimes my vibes are off. I mean, I had a vibe about that puppet looking guy, the one that was used in the
Oh yeah, the religious puppet.
I mean, I really thought that that one was going to be super active, and it wasn't all that much. But the mannequin, I knew it. 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 I just knew it. I walked in that day and I saw that mannequin standing there, and I was just like, oh.
John
oh,
kept saying, "There's a vibe coming off.
Oh,
That
yeah.
there's a really
I'm like,
there's
we
a
are
vibe coming." And
investigating
boy, did it ever!
that mannequin. And like I said, that's the thing that not that this is going to be an hour, infomercial about the Creeper Gallery, but that's the thing that separates sort of Donna from a lot of the others is that, she these items that she procures are, some of them are just like, whoa, the stories and where they came from, and wow, the people that they might be connected to are just like, oof, we go in there and it's just okay, and you try to balance between, again, the things that I want to do, which are
the dark stuff.
Yeah. And I did not hear that at all, Donna, and I wouldn't repeat that because I don't know if that's true. But that's what I love about the Creeper Gallery is that, again, Donna's a brilliant artist. Brilliant. I love her artwork. If I could, I'd have so much of it around me here. But the whole Red Room and the objects since I've known her that she's acquired, there are people out there that try to do similar type of things, but there really is only one Creeper Gallery as far as the stuff that Donna gets, and we've investigated through the years. I mean,
her process is very unique too. So, the other thing is that I don't know if you guys noticed in that, because John's talking about generally about the whole Creeper Gallery, but with that investigation, Laura brought up the fact that we had to stop. And we did have to stop because I don't know if you guys were noticing, John was very disconnected. John wasn't like responding and talking. And I know that when that happens, that's not a good thing. And the bad energy that was going on. And again, I don't know why he didn't, maybe we're two different people and we pick up on things differently, but it really felt like there was an arc. And that's the only way I could describe it, an arc of energy that all of a sudden just shot right through that space that we were in, and everything was heightened, and it was just like, and I was getting more and more upset with what had happened. Like it was affecting me. My anxiety was building the more we were trying to do that, and I didn't understand. I've dealt with what I've had to deal with. I don't understand why it created so much anxiety for me when you were the one doing it.
See, again, that's part of what I love about the paranormal stuff, and that when that happens, again, it's like the cold spot for a spirit to have the ability to sort of, God, it's so hard to describe. Like I said, the only thing I related to all the time about was like being kicked in the head, and you're just kind of, you're able to focus. You're in the room. You could see the lamp, and you could see the things, and you know everything around you, but your mind wanders. There's nothing you can really fixate on, and you're not really present. Your mind is just wandering, and you're kind of like a balloon. You're pulling it back down to keep it where it is. That's the best way to describe it. You have to hold it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of it just being there all the time, you're now holding your kind of concentration and your focus and forcing it to be where it is. And the fact that potentially a spirit could do that to you, that intrigues the hell out of me. Because what is it that, again, they're able to do that? Just somehow like unplug the plug and now you're just running on the battery.
All I hear is, "Hey, I'm intrigued.
I love
Someone
it.
could
I
stab
love
you.
it. I don't know why.
I have a. Why would they stab me? I mean, why is that like? Why is that an adrenaline thing for you?
Because it's so bizarre and unusual. It's all part of the bigger mystery of the hows and the whys. It doesn't happen all the time, but it happens.
You know how I see that? I'm going to give you an insight to me. Like someone pulling a gun on you. Because that's how it feels. That's how it feels for me.
You're
It's
wacky.
the no, it's
Analogy?
not. No, and I'm telling you why. This is why you get the reactions you get from me for certain things. It's because for me, it's like when and I'm doing this to point out exactly how it makes me feel when dealing with something that does that to you that you can't see, you can't react to, and you can't push back on. Is no, because when somebody pulls a gun on you, it's immediately your adrenaline starts pumping. You're like, oh my God, how do I get out of this situation? What am I gonna? But at least that's tangible, right? So when something does something to you and it's not tangible and it's not in front of you and you can't see it, that's the heightened. It's to me, it's equivalent to something like that scared you so bad. But for you, it's like, oh no, let's get into this. Let's go for the
No,
dark.
I want to go back and see if it does it again.
See, that's a little wacky for me.
What do you think I touched the Rita? The Rita.
Those things were point. Really. That makes me think that some of you are a little touched in the head.
No, I don't think that at all. It's all part of the.
That's like something.
The researcher.
But yet, if a bear comes out of the woods or an alligator comes out of the water, you're totally freaked out, and that's okay. But something you can't see that doesn't exist on the plane.
The difference between something eating me and just making me a little.
But you just said, I'm curious about how it makes me, why it can affect me that way and how far it can go. Well, what if it's so far that it actually causes you to have a heart attack or to have, why do you think that's not possible?
Because it hasn't happened. I've been kind of. I've had my focus taken from me several times, but I've yet to have a heart attack.
I've also
thank you for wishing that.
I've also pulled the ripcord on you. On a couple of times, even though you didn't like it, I pulled the ripcord
tonight and do that again and have no fear whatsoever.
I'm not talking about Meryl. I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about like stuff like the box, the cursed box.
No, that I won't touch. That I know better.
Okay. But you'd still be curious to
No, I wouldn't. Not with that one.
You want to do that religious book that's in there?
No, you keep saying I want to do that. I never said
you guys talked
when
about
have I ever taken that book out and investigated it?
But Dawn actually said that you guys were talking about that one. You guys
She wants it done.
And you actually said, yeah, I would want to investigate that because we only had that experience with the guy that was in there and all that.
Well, I don't know Latin, so I'm not going to read from it and provoke it like he did.
But who says that
he got burned by that fire?
Who says that's what created that, though?
I was right there. I saw it.
But who says that it's
We were standing behind him and nothing happened to us. Right?
You're so sure.
I was there.
No, I was there too. But how do you know?
So this
100%?
guy, we told this story before. If you go in the red room and you look to the right and the object's deemed dangerous, there is an old religious book that's written in Latin. And supposedly it was kept, a nun was the caretaker of it, and then another nun, and I don't remember the whole entire story. But Donna has this book. And it's written in Latin, so we don't speak Latin.
No.
I don't. Chris doesn't. Donna doesn't. So we got somebody who did. And this person, we filmed them. I can't ever show it because he wouldn't allow me to. We filmed them, this person, while we stood behind. And he went from just reading Latin to raising his voice to talking louder. Talking louder and talking louder, and it was just like he was all in reading this and reading and talking loud and and we're just behind him like.
And you felt the room change.
This is weird. So, thank you, Ann. So, he finishes. We kind of didn't really have anything because we were behind. We were just filming, and literally. From that day on, he left and something major happened to his father, like rushed to the hospital type of deal. Serious thing. And then from there, his life kind of.
Oh, it just fell apart.
I mean, he's okay now. I mean, he's, as far as I know, he's okay. But man, did he hit a massive slide.
Yeah, he stays away from all of the. He's just like, I ain't believing it before. Now he's like, I don't want nothing to do with it. I don't want nothing part of it. But who says that if you don't start reading that, even if you don't, because he said he didn't know Latin that good.
He read several pages.
Let me finish what I'm saying.
Well enough.
He said he knew enough from college, but he didn't know it really well. But all of a sudden, he's saying like he's an expert. Like it's just coming at him. So what if something takes you, like you open that book and you start, and all of a sudden and it overtakes you. I mean, you laugh.
You'd have to film that because that would be the most awesome thing ever. If I don't know how to speak Latin and all of a sudden I start speaking Latin, please put it on TikTok. It'll go like mega viral. We'll be everywhere. I'm willing to risk it. Like Daffy Duck. Remember Daffy Duck did that one trick? I'm probably dating myself. Some of you younger people don't know who Daffy Duck is, but Daffy Duck to upstage Bugs Bunny did this trick where he blew himself up, and then finally the audience gave him a standing ovation, and he can only do the trick once. That would be like with that book.
That's the fallacy of your theory. I just don't want to court that kind of that. To me personally, I know that there's ramifications for all that, and I understand like somebody jumping out of a plane, adrenaline junkie, whatever. I don't need to jump out of a plane to know that there's a rush jumping out of the plane, and I probably lose consciousness before I hit the ground. I know this, so I'm not jumping out of a plane. I don't understand the excitement or wanting to be touched or something affecting me of what I cannot see.
So this is where she's a walking contradiction. Okay, I don't understand the adrenaline thrill of going 150 miles an hour around the track with other cars within inches of me. I've seen it on TV. I've driven fast enough that was okay with me, but I see no purpose in driving those kinds of speeds and risking a wreck where I may die. Others have done that.
Used to. Way back when I was
young. You're a walking contradiction.
But that was when I was young. Young and you don't realize mortality. You don't realize the ramifications of what you're doing. I've done a lot of stupid things when I was young.
I know. I knew you back then.
But the horror behind something you can't see and purposely that's like sticking your hand into like there's a dark hole and somebody says, hey, there's something in there. But if you stick your hand in there and discover for yourself, even though you don't know what it is, go ahead and stick your hand in there and see what happens. I'm not that person who's going to stick your hand in there to see what's going to happen. Unless I know what's in there and it's a good thing, I'm not doing it.
Oh, yeah. Does not have any more creepy masks. Those things bring. I really. Like
I was a
things. Those. I've seen them in other places, like those death masks and stuff. I wish you would get those things. I really would have to stop myself from putting one of those on. If she had one, I really would. I almost put the helmet on if it would fit. It would just.
It'd be like the mask, where all of a sudden.
But the Man in Iron mask, that helmet, the death helmet mask helmet she has.
Yeah.
I'd put that thing on if I thought I could get it off.
Really?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I used to love racing. I did drag racing. I did I did a lot of legal racing. I loved it when I was younger. I mean, John didn't like it when I put his car into a slide, but that's another thing.
Hillbilly. Can't trust the hillbilly with your car. But anyway, no, all the years in doing John's opposite of freaky. I'm hoping, John, speaking of, that's a very good segue, Laura. I'm hoping that May 3rd at Camp Evans, which will be our first time there this year, and I'm so looking forward to it because it'll be 7 months since we've been there.
So the activity, not being able to speak to any of them. I am looking
so much forward to being in that building after not being there 7 months. Not only just being in that building, but having Cody and Satori with some of their objects that I've investigated, and John Zaffis with some of his objects. So you're going to have Cody Satori with a few of their objects, John with a few of his objects that you'll be able to kind of walk around and see, and I guess
Creating a bit of a vortex there, huh?
Oh man, it's gonna be like I just watched Ghostbusters, the original.
Yeah.
It's on Max or something. When all the lights come flying out of the building when they
You
shut
think
down
that's
the
what's gonna happen? The
generator.
roof's gonna go.
I think with John brought a tornado the one year. I think with those objects in that building, you're gonna see like the weirdest thing. But that event, the Juwan event at the mine, March 29th, sold out. That's completely sold out. So the only event with New Jersey Paranormal that has tickets available is the Cody Itsutori, John Zaffis event with New Jersey Paranormal at Camp Evans.
That's going to be awesome.
May 3rd. That is going to be so cool because I am going to.
Cody and Satori have never been there.
No.
They've never been there.
No.
Just dawned on me. They've
No.
never been there.
Not even
That'll be
mine a
their
bunch of
first
times.
time.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I'm loving it because I'm going to be whatever area I'm going to be in. I'm going to be fine. But I'm grabbing an object from John. I'm going to grab one or two from Cody and Satori. And I'm going to put them in different areas. And in my group, whatever we do, you better believe we're going to try to hit.
I'm sorry, you're going to mess up it too, Patricia.
And it's going to be crazy. I cannot wait for that event. So if you guys don't have tickets for that, that's the only one that has tickets available. May 3rd. Starts at 7, goes till midnight. That one's going to be and it's going to be cool being with Cody Satori again and John. And we get along with all of them. And we haven't seen Cody Satori since the Hooba Jubilation. And we've never had their objects together except at the expo. We really didn't get a chance to go in there. We definitely didn't investigate them together. So I'm looking to do some mad scientist stuff that night for sure.
Mad scientist.
Cold spots.
That's what you call them.
I want stuff flying around the walls. I'm throwing everything at the wall that day to see what sticks. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that one. May 3rd, Camp Evans. Get your tickets for that.
That's going to be fun.
New Jersey Paranormal. You have to spell out New Jersey Paranormal. You have to spell it all out at yahoo.com. You're going to want to John there with Cody and Satori. That's going to be such a great time. Such a great time. I don't know why that. Okay, there we go. I'll be in Connecticut for the weekend. Yeah, you're going to miss out. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be really, really
She's going to be there. They're going to come. They're coming.
They're coming?
Yep, they're coming.
Oh, they're okay. Oh, Dan and Celine?
Yep.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
I cannot wait for that one. That one, I mean, I'm looking forward to we have an event this weekend, the Van Horn, where we haven't been since September, probably.
Yeah, it was
so
September.
October, November, December, 6 months there. First time going back there with people, and we'll have most of the group back together again. Tanya and Kenny will be there from what I hear. So the gang will be all together for the first time this year.
Yeah.
That we've all seen each other and done an event together. So that
I
one
remember
should
the last
be cool.
time we've all been together. It's been a while.
Yeah, I don't know either. It's been a while. But again, looking forward to it, And then we're going to announce, more events as we go that you guys will probably like with different places and different people maybe. And it's going to be fun. But the Creeper Gallery, there was one object there. It had a bunch of mustaches or something.
Like Christine.
Wasn't that one kind of had a weird story to it too?
Yeah, the hair and the...
Yeah, weren't they mustaches or something? Or were they just hair? Was it just...
I thought it was hair. You kept
I don't
calling
know.
them
Like
mustaches.
mustaches to me, but that one had a weird story too. I didn't read it though. There's more stuff at the Creeper Gallery because it's been so many weeks. But I haven't seen you guys since Kathy has a bit. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was the Relation.
Was the Relation.
Or no, that was at Donna's.
That's right.
The Creeper Gallery event. Yeah, it's weird that we haven't seen people in that long. I mean, we saw a bunch of people at Smith Cadbury.
Yeah.
The first night we were there,
yeah.
We saw a lot of the people that we've known forever. Second night we were there was all new people. Looking forward to the Inchkeep. Inchkeep is another one that people seem to love. Again, the Inchkeep, the South Jersey stuff is the South for us. The Inskeep and Cranberry, man, those events are like boom, waiting list, boom, waiting list. You know, South Jersey, they want us. They do. They want us down there so bad, but I don't know.
They're not winning you over yet, John?
I'm getting used to the
on.
idea. Getting used to the idea, but you know, baby steps. Once, twice, maybe 3 times a year.
We had an offer to go Bigfoot hunting, and John says he ain't going back in the woods.
Not at night. No, I don't see why you can't look for Bigfoot during the day. Why does Bigfoot only come out at night? I'm gonna ask Mike about that.
That's like going to look for bears in the winter when they hibernate.
So Bigfoot only comes out at night. You're sure of this?
Well, I'm assuming he doesn't walk around during the day.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe it's because
Nocturnal.
Maybe he's nocturnal.
Bigfoot.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know anything about Bigfoot.
I'm not going.
I would like going out.
It's
I would like to go out in the woods and to explore. And,
well, you can get a bunch of people and do it. I don't have to go to that. It's getting nice. The bears are waking up.
The bears
are hungry. The bears are hungry. They've been sleeping, so they're hungry. So they're going to wait for a bunch of people with their sticks banging on trees, ringing the food bell for the food court, and they're going to be like, "Oh, look at these stupid humans. Let's go. We don't even have to go hunt. They're stupid humans right there, banging on trees, going, whoa, whoa." Yeah, I don't prefer to do that. Yes, I didn't even look alligators, Bigfoot. That would be fun. Well, again, you guys are welcome to it. Me, I'll stick to the spirit stuff.
Nah, he was right. It would be really late at night. It was like
I wouldn't even go
quote
unquote ghost hunting in the woods. I wouldn't do it at night. No way. No way. The pines, they'll never catch me.
You'd never. There'll never become a time where we'd ever get him down there to go do that. I mean, when we were at Hinsdale, and they told me
Jersey, Devil, come on, George. Up
in the hill, like you go up into the
mountain. Raccoons too. Go ahead.
Up in the Hinsdale where they have Hinsdale.
No, I'm not going in those woods. I know what you're going to say. Go ahead.
They have an Indian burial ground, and they would not go up into the burial ground or anything. And he wouldn't let me go. He was totally against me going up there by myself, and I would have done it.
By myself.
I would have done it.
That's real smart.
Well, then why didn't you come?
Hill people. There's people in the woods. It's on TV. It's made in movies. The hill people are scarier than anything demon or anything you're going to find out there.
Where do you think hill people? You're funny.
In the hills.
You think
that's why they're called hill people.
It's mountains.
Mountain people, hill people, same thing. Different dialect. I watch Alaskan. What's that Alaska show we're watching now?
You know, you'd be safe. The bush people.
They just have different dialects and accents.
Bush people.
Bush people. That's another word for hill people.
No, it's not. But here's the thing. You're so afraid of what's in the woods, but yet you live right here. There's people surrounding you all outside this building that criminals, murder, could be whatever, and that locked doors are illusions. Somebody wants to get in, they're going to get in.
They would have to work at getting it. I'm not walking around going, "Hey, victim, here's a victim, ringing my bell. Victim in the woods."
Use common sense. I walk in the woods at night with dogs when the moon is full. It's beautiful. We listen to owls. Thank you, Laura. See?
She does. You're right, Alex. She'd be one of the tribe in no time at all.
But here's the thing.
I'd be on the spigot being roasted by the hill people. It happening after. What is it? What's George saying?
Where is it? Where?
It's coming up. How about Southern Jersey shores and Native Americans and pirates from hundreds of years ago? Shores? You mean like beaches? A beach I would probably do. Yeah. No reason to go in the woods at night. There's no reason to go in the woods at night. Nothing good comes from that. Nothing. You can't see what's out there. You're in your little Twinkie wrapper waiting for predators and whatever else to come, and you can't see them. 2 words for you: Blair Witch. That's what's out there.
You're bears. Safer in the woods than you are out in the real world, believe it or not.
No way.
Common sense, and you're fine.
I'm trying to think. if I've ever investigated in the woods in general,
No,
and I haven't.
no.
I've been where I've walking off the road into woods that were near a road, but never in the woods. I would never do that.
Oh, that's cool. She went up to that tree.
Closest I've ever come to that was um, when we went upstate New York.
Yep, that house, right?
That house was in the middle of nowhere. I mean, no cell phone service, nowhere. And the closest to that kind of dark I've ever come was Sterling Hill Mine. If you turn off all the lights in the mine, you can't see your hand in front of your face. In upstate New York, where the hill people were, where we went to investigate, you couldn't see her. You walked outside and there was snow on the ground. And you know how the kind of when the snow's on the ground, the moon's out and usually lights up things? Dark, pitch black. And I would never, ever, ever do
Patricia, that shipwreck in the Jersey Shore happened right in Asbury Park.
Yeah, somewhere.
We actually were there, the theater right outside where that one happened. We actually investigated that one. That was pretty cool.
No way. No. That upstate New York house ruined it for me for no cell phone service.
We've done Gettysburg Battlefield at night.
Way.
Where?
In that upstate New York. On the battlefield? Yeah, we've been there.
We've been out there.
But I don't consider that. Although there was that creepy guy in the red truck who someone went walking right towards the truck. So yeah, I
wanted you to know that I saw him. I want to see what the F you're doing,
funniest thing we ever did. It's on a live stream. Speaking of Gettysburg, this is again. It was the four of us, me, Chris, Tanya, and Kenny, and we wanted to. If you go to Gettysburg, you're not allowed on the battlefield after dark. It's the Rangers will come get you, and you'll get a ticket, and you may get arrested. So we were on Baltimore Pike. Yep. And we right across the street is another. You can walk right into where all the monuments are and stuff. So we start to enter this. It's on video, but again, probably gone by now. But we're walking in, and you get about a quarter of the way into where you're no longer can see the street, and you over the hill you see flashlights start running at you from over the hill. So we go running back out onto the road, and we're walking. And we give it about 10 minutes. We walk right back in. We get to about the same point, and again, over the hill. Flashlight, bouncing. We run back out. It was like hilarious. But
funny story about the whole thing. There was a portion of the field where we ran out of, someone got the harebrained idea that if you just duck down where you're not in, there's no cover or anything, you just duck down, they can't see you. Which I didn't understand that theory of why with flashlights that they're not going to see if you just drop down.
Dark Steep Creepy offering left us a tree, just a weird vibe. And
that's the one up by Hinsdale. Yeah, I wanted to walk down to that. They didn't want to do that either. But it was also dead of winter, a lot of snow.
Any thoughts on having your own TV show on Netflix or History Channel? Never know what could happen, George. I mean, we did work on something, and people are trying to show it to other people. So you never know what can happen. Cross our fingers, it comes to fruition, but there are no guarantees.
On this crazy world.
We've tried for many years. This one is actually with a bunch of good people, and it's an interesting concept, and it's a really good sizzle reel, but you never know. We're just kind of waiting to see if anything comes of it. But really good job. The people we worked with were awesome. And if this doesn't do it, then it ain't going to happen. But you never know. Anyway, we went over an hour? Hell, way over a minute over an hour. Anyway, today is Monday, so probably be back again on Wednesday or Thursday-ish. I probably will go to the Creeper Gallery again. At some point this week, maybe. Even if someone else doesn't want to go, I'll take the truck and I'll go because there's a few things there that interest me. And I kind of have fun doing investigations alone. Do I have any interviews coming up? Nothing scheduled, but I'm going to start setting up some. I know it's been way too long since we had anybody on and we talked about anything. I've got to start again, we've dealt with so much with Chris having all those
Yeah.
tests done, and other, things that have come up. This year's been rough, man. Since the beginning of the year, it's been really, really
It's been
rough.
rough for a lot of people.
One thing after another, and now we're just finally starting to exhale a little bit and get into things that we want to promote, like the expo in November and other things that we're doing. So yeah, a big part of that is I like doing interviews. I like lining all that up, but unfortunately for me,
Heavy
I
is the crown,
have
baby.
to do all that.
Heavy is
So
the crown.
if I don't line it up, then it.
Just doesn't happen.
Thank you for admitting that.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate that.
You're the interview king.
Appreciate that.
You're very welcome.
I have to research and set it up and find people to come on, and then.
That's the paranormal savior. Heavy is the crown.
Heavy is the head. Now, where's the crown?
Heavy is the crown.
No.
It crushes the head.
But no, I will work
Breaks the
because
neck.
I do enjoy doing it. I do enjoy talking to people about, but it's got to be something that interests me. We talked about having Cody Satori back on, but there are other subjects. I'm just trying to find the right people to bring on to talk about them that we haven't done yet.
We were talking about this today, that there was somebody that that you were thinking of.
Alien encounters, man, no, I'm not. No, I don't think I'll go there, Christopher.
But you believe in that.
I believe in aliens. I just
Well,
don't.
why wouldn't you do the interview?
With people that have had encounters with them,
If you believe in it,
they're
why
going to
not?
be hell people. The same people I'm afraid to go out in the woods with. And I don't know if I'm going to believe them. But no, I'll set up some stuff. I'll start getting my brain around. I'd love to have on Judy Hardkey again with the past lives and the drawings, see if she's interested. Jefferson with the dreams again. Maybe set that up again. We haven't talked to Jefferson in forever.
Yeah, it's been a
Dream
while.
interpretation. That's something, again, if you guys want to be involved in. I love the dream interpretation stuff because it's crazy, the stuff that he comes up with, and it's been a long time. So if you guys have any dreams that you remember or nightmares that you have, like, you want to like delve into, kind of think about that and send me a message if you want to be involved in that, because man, it's what Jefferson does is crazy with that. So inbox me if you have any dreams that you remember that you want him to analyze for you. And I'll contact Judy. Sleep paralysis, people that have gone through it. Again, I wanted to have people on for years that have had bad Ouija board experiences and have lived in a haunted house, but no one's ever inboxed me with any of that stuff on the page. If you're one of those people, send a message. We'll talk about it. We'll have you on. I love. Can I ask about NJP? And in regards to what, Lisa? What do you want to ask about? Nothing too personal.
Sure, it's not, just
I will. You had a great vendor of Power Unity. You're talking about Tom, Tim Cromwell, and his father. Yeah, good people. We've talked about having him on before, and it may be after all the drone stuff, it may be worth scheduling something with him. I'll reach out to him afterwards.
There you go, Christopher. We talked him into it. See how that works?
No, I need ideas. See, you guys are helping me, so this is what I need. I don't necessarily get that. So if you have ideas, yes, inboxing me about them subjects would be a good idea, because it's good to get that kind of feedback,
Something wrong with your hand and finger?
No. See, fine. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Again, it'll probably be any new additions to NJP. Besides Nikki helping us out at some events, and it's kind of a go as we go thing. But other than that, no. Anyway, Russell, can't wait. Russell's a guy I should reach out to. Maybe I'll try. Anyway, we'll be back again, probably from the Creeper Gallery at some point this week, probably Wednesday if I had to guess, or Thursday. It'll be before Friday because we have an event. We're not doing that before. So thanks for watching, guys. Remember, May 3rd, John Zaffis, Cody Satori, Camp Evans. Get your tickets. You don't want to miss that one.
Have a good night. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Please remember to be kind. It does matter, and it makes all the difference in the world.
Oh, the expo. We're trying to add 2 or 3 more people to the expo. So stick with that.
Look up
You never know.
Angel Medium Michael Terezi.
All right, guys.
Good night, guys.
Have a good night.